Welcome to Swing Trading and Coffee, YouTube's mellow corner for traders. My name is Anthony, and in this video, I give you a technical analysis of the markets and a review of both my winning and losing trades. I got a long list of awesome picks setting up right now, and I'm going to share my personal swing trading plan with you on the charts. In the swing trading spotlight today, we have Tesla, Coreweave, Micron, Google, NVDA, and SMCI. Also, a little bit on Nike later on. But first, I do have to let you know, this content is not financial advice. It is only intended for educational purposes on swing trading. All right, let's get into the headlines. Coreweave stock closes up 12% after the company lands a $14 billion deal with Meta. Big money here, and it did move the stock. We are going to take a look at the charts in a second. Next, we got news on Tesla. Deliveries should see a positive breakout and fuel a stock rally. This is according to Canaccord. They raised their deliveries estimate to the highest on Wall Street just days before Tesla reports them, this Thursday, by the way, and its stock price target to just below 500. And from Investors Business Daily, Tesla China registrations totaled 19,000 in the week ended September 28th. That's the strongest performance of the third quarter. So this might be good news for Tesla, which is really looking to break out here. So the SPY today, very bullish in my opinion. I know people are on edge with the data that's coming out later this week, but the market doesn't seem to give a crap. It's just going up. And if we look at it a little bit more closely, what happened the past 2 weeks is, we had this run up and then we came here, we wicked off the 13 EMA, right? And then we had a run up here. We encountered some resistance in this zone. And as soon as we flipped it, it became support. We gapped below. And then 2 days ago, we tried to break through it, but we held above the line. We closed near the high of the day, which in my opinion is a sign of bullishness. Next day was an indecision candle, but it was a gap. It did gap up. But what happened today is that we took out yesterday's high. So we are working our way up. And, it seems all good to me as long as we don't get anything funky in the news. Triple Q's looking pretty similar, and you'll see here, like we got this red line that goes through this candle here, which is how much volume traded at this price at 598. And now that we've gotten above it, this is now support, because when you're below it, it's resistance. Once you get above it, you see here these two wicks. Every time it tried to come below it, it went straight back up. So overall, very constructive. I think this move should be going much higher. And also, I don't remember which analyst today said something about like the SPX going to 7,000. I think it was Bank of America. So, lots of bullishness going on. SMH semis working their way up into the top part of the channel. So bullish. And let's take a look at Tesla, because I know a lot of the new subscribers here came here for Tesla. It started holding really well here, and I decided I'm just going to go for a second shot at things. So the first buy I did was at this candle here, because as you can see, we pierced this resistance zone, which going back matches up here with January, where it rejected off of. And then we had this red day. So I just, sitting, waiting, being patient. And then it tried to bump back up into it. And this was when I decided to add in, because when you see like this type of momentum where it just keeps pushing into this resistance and it's holding very close to it, this wants to break out. And, the market, even though it's up today, there's still a little bit of jitters over government shutdowns, yada, yada. Once that passes, I think things will be okay, but we will see. I might be wrong. The important thing, the important takeaway here for Tesla is this was a resistance zone, and now we're right above it. And every time we come below it, it wicks up. You see that? So I think we're gonna see much higher numbers soon. At least 464. That's the next target I have on it. I am long on this, and all we need actually right now is just half decent deliveries reported, and FSD, full self-driving version 14 comes out. This thing is gonna freaking fly. That is gonna be the real catalyst, not the sales. As Tesla is shifting away their focus into AI, robotics, you got to see the big picture. Car sales are important. They're the backbone of the company, but they're not everything. So once full self-driving hits, that's going to be a big catalyst for the robotaxis. And the hype is going to begin. Wall Street is not going to be able to get enough of it. Just my opinion. I'm not telling you to buy or sell Tesla. This is not financial advice, just me sharing my opinions about the company and what I see in the charts. I see Wall Street is getting ready to run this thing up parabolically. But we'll see if, realistic expectations is whether it can take out the all-time highs. If it rejects off of it, it may take a while to get above it. But we'll see. Lots of factors at play. Next up, Coreweave. This one, as you can see here, we had a double bottom. I took my entry. I believe it was either this, I think it was this candle, and then I added into this one. You see a big gap and go. This is very bullish when something gaps and then it just continues up rather than fade. So I got up to like this trend line here, which I figured should act as resistance. And, it happened, this gap up happened overnight. And I was like, I just want to take profits on this because I don't know if it's going to pull back. I did leave a very small position on. It was just like one contract remaining. And, if I had been more patient, maybe I should have just taken out a quarter or half of the position. If I had been more patient, it would have taken me up here and I would have gotten a better price on it. However, today it gapped up and, this is going to seem like I'm chasing it, but when I see something that is very bullish and has momentum, it's popping up like that. And it even went higher above the trend line. This to me is a green flag that this stock is getting ready for its next breakout. And of course, the headlines today helped it a lot. So where are my targets for Coreweave? So I plotted up here the fib levels of 0.618 and the 0.7. These would be, my targets. Going up here, I would scale out, take some off here, and then take a little bit off here, and then some more up here. That's how I usually do things. As you can see, I get into a trade, I add into it up when I get confirmation, and then once it starts going my way, I start scaling out. All right. Micron. So this one I did start a position in. I believe it was this day here when it held up. You see here, if we draw a line, we have this previous support where this wicked up. And when I saw one wick here and then I saw a second wick, I'm like, okay, this is wicked up twice. This is getting ready to go back up and retest the zone up top. I mean, you can also see this, like we kind of are in a channel here, just chopping around in the channel. So when it starts wicking off the bottom like that and it does it twice, that for me is go long. Okay. So if this breaks this zone, I might add into it and then I'll see if it, hits these fib targets and just scaling out. So I got a request from someone in the comments to analyze Google. I got you. So we do have a massive gap down here, and that is very worrisome as the first thing that is staring me in the face when I look at this chart. However, there is good news here. Aside from the absolute monster rally Google has had, is that we have bounced off the 21 EMA. And in swing trading, one of the most well-known strategies is that you can take on a pullback off the 21 EMA, you see a reaction off of it. This is a textbook long. There are conditions to that though. So after like this happens, you got to see follow through. Some people like to get in right away once they see this type of reaction, like having it wick upwards. Some people like to wait for a second confirmation candle. I do not have a position in Google, but after I saw this chart, I'm going to watch it, see if tomorrow we get some green. I may consider it. However, I got to really watch out for this gap below. Very risky if it pulls back on me. So I could, I'm just thinking out loud here because I haven't taken a trade on this. If this shows up green tomorrow, we get a candle, I could just place my stop at the 21, under the 21 EMA, not right at it, but just under it. That would give me a nice tight stop. I would think if it comes further down, it's likely coming to fill the gap and probably not worth risking it. However, if it goes out for a breakout, I could always get into that, but I like to be in the trade a little bit early on a swing trade to maximize the upside. Getting into semis, NVIDIA has broken out. So as you can see here, we had this channel. It tried to tag the upper zone and it didn't work out. It came back down. I missed this long entry here, but I did see how bullish NVIDIA was. And I figured, let me get into AMD because it's the same chart pattern. You have, here's a flagpole and here's the flag. This is a bull flag. It's a continuation pattern in the direction of the trend. So I figured AMD is first TSM broke out and then NVIDIA broke out and then AMD broke out. Let me show you also TSM just so you can guys see this pattern I'm referring to here. This also had this, flag pattern and then it broke out really big. So this was the first one, and then NVIDIA is doing it now. This could pop. This could really rip. And I think next week or Friday, this should rip if the data comes out good. I'm going to say it a million times. AMD still hasn't even broken out, and this is the position I have. If I see this start to work its way up, definitely going to consider adding into this because it is behind, and if it catches up, it's gonna rip. So we'll see. And there's always where I'm wrong, it's below here, and the reason I picked it is because we have a resistance here flipped into support and we bounced off of it. If we come back down below it, then it's continuation to the downside from this channel. SMCI, this one pretty interesting as well. We got a long trend line here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of contact. So very strong trend line. And not only have we bounced off the trend line, respecting it and holding and moving up, there is also this blue line here, which is the 200-day simple moving average. So this tells me we have very, very solid support down here. And now we've crossed over the 13, 21, and 50 EMAs. This to me is a really good confluence of factors here. We have the trend line, we have the reaction off of it, we held the 200 SMA, and now we've gotten above the short to medium term EMAs. So next train stop is up here. In my opinion, we have this big gap that needs to be filled. You're seeing this over and over on so many stocks right now, gaps that need to be filled. So see how this one goes, and I will keep you updated. I don't want to make this video too long. And do let me know if you guys prefer the longer format videos where I analyze a lot of stocks, because the more I give you, it's like giving you more information and more education on my thought process. And you guys can disagree with me and let me know, hey, here's a better way of doing it. I'm learning as well. So just let me know if you guys prefer the longer or shorter format, like two stocks, more in depth, or run through of like all the best things in the spotlight. So Nike, the reason I am bringing this up, I'm not trading it, but I saw in the after hours it came up to $72. This is on earnings. They had a beat on earnings and revenue, I think. My mouse is acting weird today. Here we go. Earnings up 80%, and revenue up 6%. So I'm still really just looking at this to see if there may be a trade set up. I would think once we get above these EMAs here, which are coming downwards, and let me enlarge that so you can see it. I think once we cross this zone, that will be a change in the downtrend. We didn't fill the gap. We still have a big gap here. I don't know. I'm going to see how this works out. When I'm not sure about a trade, I just don't do it. And that's the best thing you can do. When you're not sure, you don't have clear direction, you can just wait it out and wait for the opportunity, the right opportunity to come along. So we'll continue to watch this. I just thought it was an interesting chart to share. All right, guys, it's that time. I gotta head out. But before I go, please don't forget to subscribe so we can grow this channel. I would love to hear your suggestions, and if you have a specific chart that you would like me to go through in the next video, just drop it in the comments and I'm happy to help you guys out. I'm actually making some educational content on the EMA setups that I use, and I'm gonna drop that maybe next week sometime. So peace, guys. Have a great night. Good luck with the market tomorrow. Bye.